Okay, so we're going to do a little exercise on something that we do every day, and you most probably haven't really paid much attention to how you are actually doing it. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just to take a step forward. So one step forwards and then back to your starting position, and do that a few times. So my cue to you, simple cue, is take a step. And as you're doing that, just notice anything that may be happening in the body. It doesn't have to, you don't have to notice anything, but you may notice various things of how you're moving, what you're doing. Just make a little mental note of that. Just notice, become aware of anything in particular. It could be that you might feel the calf tightening, the contact with the floor, whatever it is, just notice this, make a note of it. So a couple of questions I'm going to ask you now is, did you take a step forwards with the same leg every time? Was that something that you noticed you were doing? Maybe you didn't. Perhaps you were deliberately alternating which leg you stepped forward with. And anything else you might have noticed in particular from this simple cue of just take a step. So let's put a little bit of structure behind that step forwards. What I'd like you to do is, we'll focus on the left leg. So the left leg is going to be the lead leg. So you're going to step forwards with the left leg. And you're going to keep the right leg on the ground, but the heel may lift off, but we're just not bringing that right leg with us for the moment. So you're just stepping forwards with the left leg and then moving back into that starting position. Stepping forwards with the left leg, moving back into that starting position. And then change legs. So stepping forwards with the right leg and moving back into that starting position. So what do you notice when you step forwards with the right leg? What's the left leg doing? Is the left leg doing anything in particular when you're stepping forwards with the right leg? Change sides again. If you're stepping forwards with the left leg, what's going on the right side of the body? It's like playing detective. Just check around, see what's going on. It may feel different one side of the body to the other. That's normal. Nobody is perfectly symmetrical. We will have one side that we prefer, we favour to the other side, one side stronger than the other side. But just be aware and notice the differences, if there are any. And then just come to a resting posture. When we think of taking a step forwards, our intention usually goes to the foot, because you think, I take a step with the foot. So if I say to you, take a step forwards with the left leg, your brain may not go to that left foot, and that left foot perhaps may initiate the movement. I'm going to step with my foot, so the brain goes to the foot to step forwards. If you're same with the right, I'm going to step with my right, so my brain goes to my right leg, I reach forwards with my right foot. But we're going to change that a little bit now. What we are going to do is we're going to bring our focus to a different point in the body. So the movement starts from a different point in the body rather than the foot. And that point in the body is 3 finger widths down from the belly button, a couple of inches in towards the spine. Now in Tai Chi, in Qigong, this area is called the dantien, the lower dantien. And this is seen as the area where the power and the energy for the body comes from. And also this area is the body's centre of gravity. So if you move this centre of gravity forwards, let's just try that in a nice tall standing posture. Just move the centre of gravity forwards and back, and forwards and back. And maybe shift it side to side. So my movement is actually starting from this centre of gravity. And now, with the intention of stepping forwards with the left foot, start the movement from this centre of gravity. So your centre of gravity moves forwards, and actually that foot is just released and the foot follows. So my movement starts from my centre of gravity, and my foot actually just is then lifted off the ground, peeled off the ground, and it actually comes into place just to support my body weight, to support the centre of gravity, to stop me from falling over. So I'll have a little play around with that. So focus at your centre of gravity, move the centre of gravity forwards, take a step. Focus at your centre of gravity, move your centre of gravity forwards, let the left leg follow. So just step with the left leg. Focus at your centre of gravity, move that centre of gravity forwards, let the left leg follow. Same thing with the right leg. Focus at your centre of gravity, move that centre of gravity forwards, let the right leg follow. So we're not starting the movement, we're not initiating the movement with the right leg, we're initiating the movement with the centre of gravity. The leg just follows. The leg just actually goes, oh well, I need to come into place to actually then support your centre of gravity as you move forwards. So it's just that intention. The mind is saying this bit moves forwards first, the leg follows. Give your legs a little bit of a shake out if you're starting to feel any tension. What you may have noticed is as I move my left leg forwards, then actually a lot of work is going on the right hip. So I'm stabilising on the right side of the body before I move my left leg forwards. So let's just add that to the sequence. Stabilise on the right side of the body. Right hip is nice and strong. The right heel is connected and grounded. Focus on the centre, move the centre of gravity forwards, and then take a step. So stabilise. Move your centre of gravity, mobilise, take a step. Stabilise, balance on that right side, nice and strong on that right side of the body. Release this left hip, step forwards. So we're actually adding a really nice structure to how you take that step forwards. So actually the step with the left leg is doing very little work until it's placed and you bring your centre of gravity over the top of it. Same thing with the right side, the right leg. So the first thing we need to do if we're going to step forwards with the right leg is stabilise on the left side of the body, so that left heel is nice and strong into the ground. Left hip is working nice and strong. Focus on your centre of gravity, just let the right leg just peel off the ground and follow. So the right leg just moves forwards. Stabilise, mobilise. Stabilise, mobilise. That's a very simple exercise to play around with, but so important in terms of one-legged posture, balancing on one leg. When we are running, all that we're doing is that we're landing and balancing on one leg. When we're walking, we really need that strength in that leg, in the body, to actually help to move us forwards, as in when we're running. So it's really just making sure that we stabilise on one side of the body, be confident that you're nice and strong on that side of the body before you create a movement. And the movement always starts from your centre of gravity. You're moving your centre of gravity forwards.